What's up, guys? Welcome back to another movie review, this time for the much anticipated, much hyped Mr. Malcolm's List. Yes, it is finally out. I got to see it. Here are my thoughts. You are going to be blown away when you see it. Honestly, I'm not even sure why I went and saw this movie, but I'm glad I did. I definitely thought it was going to be like this fun revenge plot where the two girl bosses are like, let's fucking ruin this douchebag's life. But in the end, it's the classic, yes, in the beginning I was pretending, but I do love you. This is the real me now. Honestly, I love that shit. I'm super into it. It's like so many different Hallmark movies and just other movies in general have had this premise, and I love it. I fucking can't get enough of it. Let's talk about a couple people that are in this movie. Fried Pinto Beans was honestly so good in this role. Her innocence was like playing off of her girl boss keeping it real attitude, like, oh, I can have my own opinion, like in this fucking classy society that they're in. She's just like, actually, I stand up for myself. And I loved that, plus her innocence. It made for a really unique character that I really enjoyed and I fell in love with. I don't know how you wouldn't fall in love with this person. We love you, Selena. And the woman who plays the bitchy ass Julia friend was super good at making me hate her. I absolutely hated her through this whole thing, but I truly think the standout in the movie was this dude as Lord Cassidy. This dude was hilarious. I loved everything about him. I wanted to follow him around more, to be honest with you. I really liked most of the characters in this, but Lord Cassidy took the cake for me. Honestly, this movie feels like 3 solid acts, but the middle one was just drawn out a little too much. Like, it feels like if this movie was an hour and a half long, each act being a half hour, perfect. I feel like they could have cut 20 minutes or so from this movie and it would have felt neater. It would have felt less boring. Biggest dislike from this movie is the setting, because early 1800s Jane Austen bullshit is just never something that I enjoy. I enjoyed this movie, but if you could tell this same exact story in like 1990, I would have probably liked it more. It would just be a better setting for me. Also, what is up with this dude? Like, he was hilarious throughout the whole thing, and I feel like they wanted to add some humor. So like they took the concept of the raccoon from Pocahontas and then they just had this guy play that part for this movie. Ultimately, I'm like glad he was there, but never crucial to the plot at all, unless I'm forgetting something. I guess that's another thing, maybe just a few too many characters in this movie, but also I'm kind of dumb and I was kind of feeling the slog about halfway through and wanted it to kind of wrap up. That second act had so much extra fat on it that it just kind of bored me. So I'm going to get into a couple spoilers now. If you want to miss that, I will give you my rating right now. Then you can click off this video and go see the movie for yourself. But I give this movie an arbitrary 6.5 out of 10. I thought 6 out of 10 sounded too low. I recommend it to any rom-com lovers out there, but I also warn you to bring some caffeine because that second act might put you to sleep. But all of that said, spoiler time, 3, 2, 1, click away. Honestly, I don't have that much to say for spoilers. I watched the trailer when I got home from the movie right before I started filming this, and that whole trailer shows the whole goddamn movie, which a lot of trailers do, and I still complain about it forever. So if you don't want spoilers, don't watch the trailer, that's for sure. But a couple of the big talking points I have for spoilers is that I did not love seeing that bitchy friend Julia get the man to propose to her in the end. She gets everything she wanted, even though she was just a fucking bitch the whole time. Captain Henry Ossery is too good for her. I'm saying it now. Was not a big fan of her getting the man in the end. Also, speaking of the end, the ending kiss with Malcolm and Selena, they were like, kiss, right? And then they just held their lips together and they didn't move. Like 2 minutes straight, the camera was like, zooming out, right? Zooming out, zooming out, zooming out. The credits started rolling. They didn't move. Like, they didn't go, or like a little bit of, just pressed them together and stayed there. It was so uncomfortable. I did not like it. Anyway, go see the movie. It premiered tonight at my local theater, and there was only 2 showings, 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. I was the only one to see it at all today. 7 p.m. had nobody in it. 10 p.m. had just me. Movie's probably going to tank in the box office. What else is new? You hate to see it. Honestly, I probably will not be watching this one again, but that doesn't take away from the fact that I did really enjoy myself. I found myself liking these characters enough to be invested into it. So go see it. Even if it's the one time you want to go see it. Maybe in a theater. Who knows? Love ya.
clapping cheeks.